The fast food industry was built on a simple promise: quick service, consistent quality, and affordable meals for busy families. For decades, certain chains seemed untouchable, backed by loyal customers and business models that survived every economic storm. But something has changed. Rising costs, supply chain disruptions, and shifting consumer expectations have created a perfect storm. Even long-trusted brands are cutting corners, raising prices faster than inflation, shrinking portions and lowering service standards while chasing short-term profits. The result? Customers are paying more and getting less. What's alarming is how quietly it's happened. No big announcements, no public overhauls. Just gradual decline noticed one meal at a time. Today, we're looking at 5 fast food chains that have lost their way. Once reliable names now facing customer backlash, falling sales, and self-inflicted damage that's eroding the trust they spent decades building. Number 5. Carl's Jr. and Hardee's. The tale of these two chains reads like a case study in how corporate consolidation can destroy regional identity while failing to deliver on promises of efficiency and improved value. For customers on the West Coast, Carl's Jr. once represented bold flavors and generous portions that justified premium pricing in the fast. Meanwhile, Hardee's served similar purposes across food landscape Southern and Midwestern markets, offering hearty breakfast options and substantial burgers that satisfied working-class appetites. When CKE restaurants brought both brands under unified management, the promise was simple. Streamlined operations would reduce costs while maintaining the distinct regional personalities that made each chain successful. Instead, what emerged was a confusing hybrid identity that satisfied neither coast while implementing price increases that pushed both brands out of competitive ranges. The most glaring issue has been portion control policies that seem designed more around profit margins than customer satisfaction. Regular customers began noticing that signature burgers arrived noticeably smaller, while prices climbed steadily higher. The thick, juicy patties that once defined both brands were replaced with thinner alternatives that cooked faster but delivered less satisfaction. French fry portions that once overflowed containers now barely filled them halfway, creating a value perception problem that spread through social media faster than any corporate response could contain. Menu simplification efforts removed popular regional specialties without replacing them with equally compelling options. Carl's Jr. locations eliminated breakfast items that had developed cult followings, while Hardee's restaurants dropped dinner options that differentiated them from competitors. The result was a generic fast food experience that commanded premium prices without delivering premium value. Corporate communication around these changes has been particularly tone-deaf. Rather than acknowledging customer concerns about shrinking portions and rising prices, official statements consistently emphasized operational improvements and supply chain optimization. Press releases touted technological upgrades and efficiency gains, while customers experienced longer wait times and less consistent food quality. The franchise operator perspective tells an even more concerning story. Multiple location owners have described corporate mandates that prioritize speed metrics over food quality, creating operational pressures that make it difficult to maintain the standards customers expect. Training programs that once emphasized proper portion control and presentation techniques have been streamlined to focus primarily on speed of service, resulting in inconsistent experiences that vary dramatically between locations. Regional pricing strategies have created additional customer confusion and frustration. The same menu items cost significantly different amounts in markets separated by just a few miles, often without clear justification based on local economic conditions. Customers who travel for work or frequently cross regional boundaries report feeling deceived when identical orders carry vastly different price tags depending on location. Digital ordering platforms have introduced their own complications. Mobile app pricing often differs from in-store menu boards, creating confusion at pickup windows and generating customer service complaints. Promotional offers advertised through digital channels frequently exclude popular menu combinations, leading to disappointed customers who feel misled by marketing messages. The breakfast segment, once a reliable profit center for both chains, has become particularly problematic. Hardee's built significant market share with substantial morning meals that appealed to manual laborers and early commuters. Recent menu changes have eliminated many of these hearty options in favor of smaller, more profitable items that don't satisfy the same customer needs. Meanwhile, Carl's Jr. locations have struggled with breakfast service consistency, often running out of popular items during peak morning hours. Customer loyalty programs that were supposed to drive repeat business have instead highlighted the value problems both chains face. Members frequently complain that reward redemption options offer poor value compared to competitor programs, while earning rates require excessive spending to achieve meaningful benefits. The apps themselves suffer from technical issues that frustrate users trying to place orders or redeem earned rewards. Quality control issues have become more frequent as both chains have expanded their supplier networks to reduce costs. Customers report inconsistent meat temperatures, vegetables that appear wilted or past peak freshness, and buns that seem mass-produced rather than freshly prepared. These quality lapses are particularly damaging for brands that position themselves as premium alternatives to traditional fast food options. The beverage programs at both chains have also deteriorated. Fountain drink systems that once offered extensive flavor selections now provide basic options with frequent outages. Coffee programs that were positioned as premium alternatives to dedicated coffee shops have been scaled back or eliminated entirely at many locations, removing differentiation that once attracted morning customers. Employee retention problems have created service consistency issues that compound other operational challenges. High turnover rates mean that many locations operate with inexperienced staff who haven't been properly trained on preparation techniques or customer service standards. The result is an inconsistent experience that varies dramatically depending on which employees happen to be working during any particular visit. Drive-through operations, crucial for both brands' business models, have become particularly problematic. Order accuracy rates have declined while wait times have increased, creating frustration for customers who chose fast food specifically for convenience. Digital menu boards that were supposed to improve efficiency often malfunction or display outdated pricing, adding confusion to the ordering process. The competitive landscape has evolved around both chains while they have struggled with internal operational issues. Regional competitors have emerged offering similar menu concepts with better value propositions, while national chains have improved their premium offerings to compete directly with Carl's Jr. and Hardee's traditional market positions. What makes this situation particularly concerning is how both brands seem to be doubling down on strategies that have already proven unsuccessful. Recent corporate communications suggest continued focus on operational efficiency rather than addressing fundamental value and quality concerns that drive customer dissatisfaction. Number 4. A&W restaurants. There's something profoundly melancholy about encountering an A&W location in 2025. The orange and brown signage that once symbolized American roadside culture now feels like a relic from a different era, desperately clinging to relevance in a marketplace that has largely moved on without them. The brand that invented the drive-in restaurant experience and popularized root beer floats has become a case study in how nostalgia alone cannot sustain a business when fundamental operations fail to evolve. Walking into most A&W locations feels like stepping through a time portal, but not in the charming way the corporate marketing team intended. The retro aesthetic that was supposed to evoke warm memories of simpler times instead highlights how little the chain has adapted to modern consumer expectations. Equipment that should have been updated years ago struggles to keep pace with basic service demands. Dining rooms that once buzzed with families now sit largely empty, their vinyl booths cracked and faded from years of deferred maintenance. The root beer that built the brand remains genuinely superior to most competitors, but that single product strength cannot compensate for systematic failures across every other aspect of the dining experience. Menu offerings that once seemed extensive now feel confused and outdated. The famous burger selection lacks the bold flavors that define successful modern chains, while prices have crept upward without corresponding improvements in quality or portion size. Franchise locations operate with such inconsistency that customers never know what to expect from visit to visit. Some maintain decent standards and provide acceptable service, while others feel abandoned by corporate oversight entirely. Staff training appears minimal, resulting in order accuracy problems and preparation methods that vary wildly between locations. The car hop service that once defined the A and W experience has been eliminated at most locations, removing the primary differentiator that justified choosing A and W over more convenient alternatives. Corporate strategy seems frozen in decades past, with marketing campaigns that reference cultural touchstones from the 1950s and 1960s that hold little meaning for contemporary consumers. Digital presence remains laughably inadequate, with mobile ordering platforms that crash frequently and social media accounts that generate little engagement. The brand appears to be managed by executives who genuinely believe that American consumers are desperately nostalgic for drive-in dining experiences, despite overwhelming evidence that convenience and value drive modern fast food decisions. Supply chain partnerships have clearly been neglected, resulting in frequent menu item shortages and ingredient quality that falls short of customer expectations. The beef used in signature burgers often arrives overcooked and underseasoned, while produce components seem to have been stored too long before preparation. Even the famous root beer suffers from inconsistent syrup ratios and poorly maintained dispensing systems that affect carbonation and flavor balance. Number 3. Papa John's. The pizza chain that built its reputation on the promise of better ingredients and better pizza has spent recent years proving that corporate culture problems can poison even the most successful business formulas. While competitors focused on improving their products and expanding their market reach, Papa John's became synonymous with controversy, leadership instability, and quality control failures that have systematically destroyed customer confidence. The ingredient quality that once differentiated Papa John's from competitors has declined noticeably as cost-cutting measures prioritized profit margins over the brand promises that attracted customers initially. The sauce that was once a signature selling point now tastes generic and oversweetened. Cheese coverage has become sparse and uneven, while crust preparation seems rushed through processes that don't allow proper rising time. These aren't subtle changes that require expert palates to detect. Regular customers immediately noticed when their favorite orders began arriving, substantially different from previous experiences. Delivery service, crucial for pizza chain success, has become unreliable and frustrating. Orders frequently arrive later than promised delivery windows, often cold or missing requested toppings. Driver shortage problems have created situations where customers wait hours for deliveries that should take 30 minutes, while customer service representatives seem powerless to provide accurate delivery estimates or meaningful compensation for delays. The digital ordering platforms that were supposed to streamline operations have instead created new categories of customer frustration. Mobile apps frequently malfunction during peak ordering periods, while online pricing often differs from phone order quotes. Promotional codes advertised through various marketing channels regularly fail to work properly, leaving customers feeling deceived and overcharged for products that already command premium pricing. Franchise operator relationships have deteriorated to the point where many locations operate with minimal corporate support or oversight. Quality standards that were once enforced consistently across the system now vary dramatically between individual stores. Some locations maintain acceptable preparation standards, while others seem to operate with complete disregard for brand guidelines or customer expectations. The competitive landscape has evolved dramatically while Papa John's struggled with internal problems. Domino's transformed itself into a technology-focused operation that prioritizes speed and consistency. Pizza Hut improved its ingredient quality and expanded menu options. Local and regional pizza chains have gained market share by offering superior products at competitive prices. Meanwhile, Papa John's has remained largely static, continuing to charge premium prices for products that no longer justify the cost difference. Marketing messages continue to emphasize ingredient quality and preparation methods that don't match the reality customers experience. Corporate communications reference commitments to excellence that seem disconnected from actual operational performance. The disconnect between marketing promises and product delivery has created a credibility gap that affects every customer interaction. Number 2. Sonic Drive-In. Once celebrated for its retro car hop charm, endless drink combinations, and personalized service, Sonic Drive-In stood out as a unique fast food experience. Families loved the novelty of ordering from their cars, teenagers hung out under neon lights, and customers gladly paid a premium for the nostalgia and customization. But in recent years, that charm has faded as the same features that made Sonic special have become its greatest liabilities. The car hop system now causes long waits, mixed up orders, and cold food. Understaffed kitchens and high turnover mean poorly trained employees struggle to handle complex orders, resulting in declining food quality and frustration at nearly every level. The once fun variety of menu items has become overwhelming for staff to execute, leading to inconsistent preparation, flavor imbalance, and broken slushy machines that leave fans disappointed. Operational issues compound the frustration. Aging drive-in stalls frequently malfunction, headsets break mid-order, and customers report being ignored or overcharged due to miscommunication. The mobile app and menu boards often display conflicting prices, while national promotions rarely apply as advertised, creating a perception that Sonic's deals are misleading. Franchise inconsistency further damages the brand. Some locations maintain decent service, but many operate with minimal oversight, leaving customers uncertain whether their visit will end in satisfaction or regret. Seasonal favorites frequently run out, and flavor reductions meant to cut costs have stripped away much of what made Sonic distinctive in the first place. Even Sonic's breakfast program, once a promising expansion, struggles with shortages, slow service, and questionable food safety from pre-prepared items. Combined with outdated infrastructure and unclear corporate strategy, Sonic has turned from a nostalgic destination into a frustrating gamble, a brand trapped between its charming past and a chaotic, unreliable present. Number 1. Arby's. The decline of Arby's represents perhaps the most tragic fall from grace in the fast food industry. This was the chain that dared to be different when everyone else served hamburgers. The restaurant that turned slow-roasted meats into an art form and created sandwich experiences that genuinely couldn't be replicated at home or found elsewhere. For decades, Arby's occupied a unique position in the marketplace, offering premium ingredients and sophisticated flavors that justified higher prices and attracted customers seeking alternatives to standard fast food options. The roast beef that built the brand was genuinely superior, sliced fresh and piled high on substantial and satisfying. The sandwiches that felt curly fries became legendary, offering a seasoned alternative that other chains attempted to copy but never quite matched. Horsey sauce and Arby's sauce created flavor profiles that customers craved and couldn't find anywhere else. The marketing campaigns were clever and self-aware, embracing the chain's position as the alternative choice while poking fun at burger-focused competitors. But somewhere along the path toward expansion and profit maximization, Arby's lost sight of what made them special. The commitment to quality ingredients gave way to cost-cutting measures that fundamentally altered the products customers loved. Roast beef portions became smaller and less flavorful as preparation methods changed to prioritize speed over taste. The meat that once arrived warm and freshly sliced now often seems reheated and dried out, losing the moisture and tenderness that justified premium pricing. Menu expansion efforts have diluted the brand identity rather than enhancing it. Instead of perfecting their core strengths, Arby's began chasing trends with gyros, fish sandwiches, and chicken options that compete directly with chains that execute these items better. The result is a confused identity where customers aren't sure what Arby's does best anymore. The focus that once made them the undisputed leader in roast beef sandwiches has been scattered across too many different food categories. Pricing strategies have become particularly problematic as costs have risen far faster than value improvements. A basic roast beef sandwich now costs nearly as much as premium burger options from competitors, while combo meals price themselves out of consideration for budget-conscious families. The value perception that once made Arby's an attractive option for working-class customers has evaporated as prices climb toward casual dining levels without corresponding quality improvements. Service quality has declined dramatically as corporate cost-cutting measures have reduced staffing levels and training standards. Order accuracy problems have become commonplace, while preparation times have increased despite simpler menu items. The premium positioning that once justified, longer waits no longer make sense when the food arrives poorly prepared or incorrect. Franchise locations operate with inconsistent standards that create unpredictable customer experiences. Some restaurants maintain acceptable food quality and service levels, while others feel completely neglected by corporate oversight. Equipment maintenance has been deferred at many locations, resulting in frequent breakdowns that affect both service speed and food quality. Dining room cleanliness and maintenance have suffered as operational budgets focus on labor cost reduction rather than customer environment improvements. The signature items that once defined Arby's have been compromised by ingredient substitutions and preparation shortcuts. Curly fries that were once consistently seasoned and properly cooked now arrive underseasoned or overcooked, depending on individual location practices. Signature sauces taste different from previous formulations, while portion sizes have shrunk noticeably without corresponding price reductions. Digital ordering platforms have failed to provide the convenience improvements that might offset other operational problems. Mobile apps frequently malfunction during peak periods, while online menu pricing often differs from in-store displays. Promotional offers advertised through digital channels regularly fail to work properly, creating customer service complaints and negative experiences that spread through social media faster than any corporate response can address. Corporate communication has become increasingly disconnected from customer reality, with marketing messages that emphasize quality commitments and value propositions that don't match actual restaurant experiences. Press releases tout operational improvements and menu innovations while customers experience declining food quality and service standards. The competitive environment has evolved dramatically, while Arby's has struggled with internal challenges. Fast casual chains have captured market share by offering superior ingredients and preparation methods at competitive prices. Traditional fast food competitors have improved their premium offerings while maintaining value pricing that makes Arby's positioning seem overpriced and outdated. Supply chain partnerships appear to prioritize cost reduction over ingredient quality, resulting in products that barely resemble the superior offerings that built customer loyalty. Meat quality has declined noticeably, while produce components often arrive wilted or past peak freshness. Even basic ingredients like bread and condiments seem to have been downgraded to less expensive alternatives that affect overall sandwich quality. The breakfast program that was positioned as a growth opportunity has struggled with execution problems that highlight broader operational issues. Morning menu items frequently suffer from ingredient shortages, while preparation methods don't align with the brand's reputation for quality food. Customer expectations formed by years of superior dinner offerings aren't met by breakfast products that feel rushed and poorly conceived. What makes Arby's situation particularly heartbreaking is the genuine affection many customers still feel for what the brand once represented. Social media discussions about the chain consistently generate responses from people sharing memories of when Arby's offered genuinely superior food experiences. These aren't customers complaining about minor inconveniences or slight price increases. These are loyal patrons mourning the loss of something that once brought them real satisfaction and value. The few locations that still maintain acceptable standards feel like museums preserving what Arby's used to be, rather than examples of what the brand currently represents. Regular customers describe visiting these restaurants with a sense of nostalgia mixed with disappointment, hoping to recapture experiences that seem increasingly rare within the current system. These 5 chains represent more than struggling businesses. They're symbols of hard work, community, and the changing habits of a nation. Behind each brand are entrepreneurs who built legacies, employees who gave decades of service, and customers who made these places part of everyday life. Their decline reflects how quickly loyalty fades in an industry built on speed and convenience. Today's fast food world is more ruthless than ever. Rising labor costs, supply shortages, and shifting consumer expectations have left even established names fighting to stay relevant. The chains we've examined are just the latest casualties in a system that rewards efficiency over experience and profits over people. So next time you pass a familiar sign, take a second look. It might not be there much longer. The American fast food map is being redrawn in real time, and 2025 is proving that no brand is too big to fail.